My name is Betty. Chinese name Hun Oi Lam Lee.
And where and when were you born?
I was born in Manoa, the year of 1918.
And who were your parents?
What?
Who were your parents?
My parents was Mr. and Mrs. Lambun.
And how many brothers and sisters did you have?
10 brothers and 3 sisters.
And were you in the middle, a middle child, or?
I'm not about the 13th child.
Oh.
And my father has taro patches raised us with, from selling taros. And my brothers work at a taro patch. They harvest the taro and put it in the bag and take it out for sale. And I used to be the youngest. I used to go there, pick up the eggs every morning from the chicken and feed the family, and then feed the ducks with shell, those conch shells from the taro patch. And sometimes I catch fish at the stream, opu and catfish, and sometimes opai, which is shrimp. And we live in a house with so many of us. We have kerosene lamp, and we don't have mattress to sleep on the mat. And washroom was, the toilet was outdoor. You have to walk in the dark at night. and after everybody who used, they have to scoop of charcoal to cover for what they do, their business. And we eat a lot of taro. My mother used to leaf, and they make sweet sour taro, the stem. We make use of every part of the taro. And we catch frogs for the taro patch. And we eat chicken, a lot of chicken. We don't hardly eat any meat at all. We don't have milk, so we use condensed milk. And with crackers, with saloon crackers, would break it up and put little condensed milk and hot water. And it tastes very good. Everything tastes good. We don't have any candies, but my mother would give it just one lemon drop. Where stretch, everybody have one lemon. And when we have dinner later, we have duck egg, salted egg, each person one. And you can eat as many bowls of rice you can, but we have only one egg. And so as the Chinese sausage, one sausage per person. And we eat a lot of vegetables. My father used to plant long beans and all kinds of vegetable garden, so we eat fresh from the garden. And we eat chicken and duck. And we don't know what is stew. We don't know what is a steak. We don't even know that. We eat rice 3 meals a day. I remember my father used to order the rice by 100 pounds per bag. And lately, one of my father's friends that opened the store would buy groceries from, he said, I remember your father used to buy 300 bags of rice, because we such a big family, we eat rice 3 meals a day. But so funny, none of them are fat. They got it right. They don't have butter and all this rich food. Then I go to Manoa school. We're so poor that we share. We sometimes barefooted like a little orphan. But we go to school, walk to school, and everything. And I go to school until we move up to. My mother used to go to Chinese opera. I used to go and say, we have to come home before 10 o'clock because there's the last trolley car. Go to Manoa, we have to go home. My oldest brother was Wahang, and he used to work for the detective office. And second, Wafat, he's married. to Dorothy. And he has one son, two sons. One died at an early died when he was about 40s, and my oldest brother had 5 girls and 1 boy. And the boy died in a plane accident. And then Uncle Buck is not married, but he had a lot of girlfriends, but he ended up the bachelor. Uncle Kong married to Annie Pang. No children. And Munluk has, next is Munluk, he has 2 daughters. No boy, but adopted one, Mike Plum. He's a baseball player. And then Paul have 1 daughter, 1 son. And Joe has 2 daughters. And then my sister Miriam has 2 boys and 2 girls. And my older sister Kam Ngo Yi has 2 boys and 2 girls also. And Elsie has 4 boys and 1 girl. And I have 4 girls and 1 boy. And my youngest brother has 2 girls and 1 boy. And Joe has 2 girls. We have quite a big family. The cousins, some of them hardly see each other, but when it's sometimes we contact. But anyway, my childhood days in Manoa was good. After we moved to and my mother called Manoa as country. She don't want to live in the country anymore because there's no bus service. And then we looked in I went to Royal School. Then from Royal School, which is very good school, and then from Royal School went to Central Intermediate, and Central Intermediate I went to McKinley High School, which I graduated class of 1936. Then we're so far working at cannery to get a job. So sometimes I go for 2-3 days just to get a job. We stand outside, wait for our call. Who call my name? We're so happy when we get called. Work for 12.5 cents an hour. I was packing pineapple for Doe Cannery. Then after they promote me to assistant, then they want me to work there, so they promote me inspector. But after they did, you gonna work here? And I said, no, I don't think I want to work here anymore. I was working from 6 in the morning to 6 at night, standing on my foot, me. And then sometimes I work night shift. The night shift work from 7 at night to next morning 6 o'clock. And when I come home, I cannot sleep because the day is bright. I cannot sleep. But after I quit, but I work day shift. Anyway, we work, but we never complain. When we work, we give our parents the money. I only take back for lunch money. We work for 14 cents an hour. But we walk to work, no cars. We ride a car, it's a luxury. Then, after when I graduated, I went to Chinese language school on Saturdays, a weekday after school. So I'm glad I went, so I learned my Chinese and how to write some Chinese characters. Then I love Chinese opera very much. And I go with my mother on nearly every Chinese opera. That's how I learned to read the Chinese words. Then I worked for curio store with Andrew Lum, the Kung Fu Man, the mother, the parents. And then I worked for Chinese gift shop, display windows, worked garment factory. Then I worked for Washington Intermediate School cafeteria. Yeah. They asked me to stay, my girlfriends asked me to stay and work under the state. but it wasn't too bad. But I cannot carry heavy trade. Then my girlfriend that worked for university cafeterias, they all want me to work with them. They say a lot of fun. So I worked through there as a fry cook for a little while. Then in the meanwhile, after I went to business college. I learned about bookkeeping. Then afterwards, then afterwards I babysit Alfred, me, my sister's children, and then this way I met Bernard, my husband. He was very active in the kind of church things and other things, but we used to escort Alfred all them to all kind of occasions because Alfred and my brother and sister, they all play music, and so I was babysitting, so I have to go along with them. That's where I met Bernard. And later I got married and I have children. I lived with my mother-in-law for 9 years, but it's hard. But I got along with that because my mother taught me that someday you get old, so you treat your mother-in-law good. Someday you'll be mother-in-law, you and your children treat you good. So I never answer back. I treat her very good. But anyway, after the girls grow up, they want to go to a hairdresser. It costs a lot of money to go hairdresser. I say I'll take up hairdresser. So I went to beauty school, Royal Beauty School, and graduated as a cosmetician. So I cut their hair, give them perm. I saved them much money, but I learned how to sell shoes through my brother-in-law, Yan So Yi, my older sister. I used to sell shoes, and I know about shoes and the feet, how people can squeeze the big feet in the small shoes just so vain. But after I learned to sell orthopedic shoes, so I know about shoes. I always tell them, your feet is very important. When you stand on your feet, and you take care of your whole body, your feet, so you have to have good shoes, not cheap shoes, and make sure you have. So I always teach my children, wear good shoes, don't skip on good shoes. Clothing, little tight, won't hurt you, but your feet, the shoes tight, it's awful. And then I took up Tai Chi, and I learned Tai Chi, and then I graduated as a Tai Chi class, and so I have a certificate of Tai Chi for the Fox Sport. And it was interesting. So when I had my own beauty shop, I took in some of my own books myself, and my good friend Ray Wong helped me, and we did a lot of sales, bookkeeping, and I learned a lot. I got married in June 1940, I think.
Oh, okay. What are your hobbies?
My hobby? Well, I used to have to sew. I have to sew my children's clothes. So I took up sewing and sew some of the things. Then when I take hairdresser, I like to fix hair. And my hobby, I like music. I love to sing. I like Chinese opera. So I learned to play the moon harp. And I have no set hobby, but I like everything. But I like to read too.
What kind of foods do you like to cook?
Well, from my parents, I cook because they cook nothing but Chinese food. But since my mother got old, the girls all married, nobody cooked. So I used to cook for her stew and I learned that when I eat in a restaurant, certain thing I eat, but then I try to do it at home. So I love cooking too. I love to read recipe and try different kind of food. the Italian, American, all kinds, you know. But I don't want to eat any food that is too much fat and too rich, because you get, well, after you eat, you feel so sluggish. But I like to cook soups, noodles, and the good people like it. And I always try not to eat too much deep fried stuff. I learned from mother, and I haven't been to a doctor until about 20 years old, because my mother we all don't have doctors, family doctors. So what we do, every other week, my mother will cook a pot of bitter melon soup. The dried bitter melon from China. You cook a big pot of that. Everybody must drink a bowl. She put over 10 bowls on the table. Everybody has to drink a bowl. We don't go to the doctors. And then once a month is salt water. So many bowls, so everybody drink. Instead of take laxative, we'd use that to clean up. And we don't know which doctor it is. A good doctor, we would die. But I think that a lot of vegetable is good. My father loved the long beans, so that's why we all love long beans, because he planted a lot of long beans and we always all eat that. And we used to kill our own chicken. We eat chicken on our holidays because it's too much work. You have to kill it, defeather it, and you know, so much work. Frog, not so bad, we just skin them. So we eat a lot of frog and shell and fish. Because you catch a fish from the stream fresh. We hardly any meat because it costs too much money, and our parents, they don't eat too much meat. The Chinese people, they don't eat too much meat. They eat a lot of vegetable and fish. We don't have refrigerator. We cannot buy too much food because the things spoil. We just have a little screen cabinet to put our food overnight, but we're okay, you know, because we don't cook that much, cook enough for one day.
Okay, where did you travel in your life?
Huh?
Where did you travel in your life?
Oh, when I traveled, my first trip was when Dee Dee was in mainland. I went to see her because she was living in the mainland. The only way I could go is to see. And Daddy, yeah, my husband used to go with me, and he loved to go shopping and loved to buy things.
What countries did you travel to?
Well, I went to Europe with Myra, with her friend Georgia Wong, and my mother Irene. We went to England, Italy, Switzerland, France. Anyway, but at that time I can run and walk. I travel, we're going to go. Well, I traveled Europe once, and that's enough for me. You see once, that's all. I go to Italy, see all the ruins, and you know, the cathedral, and the fountain of youth, and all that thing. I said, people say, you want to go Europe? I say, no. I said, I go once enough. See the same thing. Well, then I went, like, mainland, Didi and Burns used to live. I used to go. And went to China, my first trip. I went to Hong Kong 2 times, but I went interior China. It was 1975. They still have the red gods. And it was like, I'm so glad I went to see the old China. They have the red gods, and everywhere. They didn't have nice bridge. They don't have bridge. Every time we go hit the river, we have to ride a barge to cross the river. But we see how the people live, you know, not more than. So we appreciate her very much, because you take a shower, the water is only drip. So I'm glad I brought a plastic tub with me to let the water drip so fast. I don't drink their water because I bring my own Tupperware cup. I would cover, and I use because but the food was really good. The Red Guard, everywhere you go to trade, you gotta see your passport. Everywhere you go, you gotta show your passport. But the food was very good. I'm glad I went. And it surprised me that the place is so clean from Hong Kong to interior China. It's a bit different. Hong Kong is so dirty. And when I go to interior China, it's so clean. Not one piece of rubbish on the ground. And everything, they make use of every space. The people were poor, but they're courteous. Oh, this house,
yeah,
we built this house when Myra was 1950, we finished. Yeah, Daddy built this house, and I helped get her brick. Myra wasn't born, and then she was born afterwards. She was the only one born here. I mean, when I was living, the rest was we were living in Pensacola Street with the grandfather, Daddy's father, lived. We used to live in Pensacola Street, Pensacola and Beretania. They have the store, the White Cayley store, which is the grandpa's store. I used to watch the store and sell ice cream and soda. Well, what I do, I eat so much ice cream because they sell by the cone, one scoop, 5 cents, you know. And the comic books, what I do is read comics. Yeah. And now the comic book were so much money, I couldn't believe it. Because there's so much comic. And I saw the one that worth so much money. I remember that, the Superman. And we threw it all away and gave it away. But when they built this house, I told Daddy, I said, it would take us 10 years to build this house because I helped carry the brick one by one. And I said, when I look at it, say, oh my goodness, take 10 years. But before you know it, we finish. Of course, the interior, the woodwork was a carpenter doing, and electrical. But he built it because the contractor, QC Lump, helped him to be the contractor. So we built this house. So he put somewhere. He said, this house is going to be earthquake proof. When I say, my goodness, I don't want to live so long. But where we bought this property was only $2,000. And the house alone, less than $10,000. But I love to look at property. I asked Daddy to buy property next door, and he doesn't want to. I love to invest on property. You know, I said, instead of renting, you're paying people the money to pay their mortgage. So you buy your own, you pay your own mortgage. That's why when Dee Dee bought her house, I looked for property for her. So I found her house for her. And she bought her house, and I said, need a school. This is my great-grandson, Skylar. He loved me, but I love him too. But he gotta stay quiet. Yeah.
Describe your father.
My father was...
What was he like?
He was a farmer.
What do you remember most about him?
I remember him. My father, he doesn't go to school, but he can write Chinese character. And he kept books of everything. When my mother was shopping, he could use that, what do you call that adding machine?
Abacus?
Yeah, abacus. Whenever my mother goes shopping, the marketing, he'd come home to use the abacus, he'd write it down in the book, the bookkeeper. He'd put down how much he spent. And he's good at it. He haven't been to school, but he knows Chinese. And he can add. My mother was a very good mathematician. She can add things and subtract things with her head. She don't know how to write, but she can do it. I said, maybe that's why some of our brothers are auditor. Like Uncle Kong is an auditor, Uncle Maluk is an auditor, and Uncle Wafat is an auditor, and then grandchildren, math major is Millie is a math teacher, and Jennifer is a math for mathematician too, for the post office, you know. And engineer Uncle Alfred, and Danny is a teacher, Shamana.
Describe your mother.
Yeah, all math, just like my mother. They can figure out things without writing down. And I loved math myself before. My mother she's very good. Without any education, she can solve anything with math, with her head. You know, and she's a very good student. She sewed all our clothes before we were young. Of course, simple kind with a button in the front and 2 pockets, you know. And she used a flour bag beat it, and she sewed. That's what we wear. And she taught us, when you sleep, you wear pajamas. Sleep is sleeping clothing. Play is playing. You don't go to bed with the dirty clothes. And my mother is very disciplined. She makes sure that we fix our bed before we leave the house. Because she cannot fix every bed, so many. So everybody has to fix their bed. And we don't eat too much because they limit us. Which is good in a way, to have it. You know, she's very neat.
Who lived in a YK Lee house?
She has small bound feet. And she said, too bad. She was going to make all of us a pair of bound shoes, but she died before.
Who lived in a YK Lee house?
Huh?
Who lived in a YK Lee house?
Well, where we were living in YK Lee house before, the store has a back room where the Grandpa Lee and Grandma Lee used to stay. And with the YK Lee's house, I used to stay with Uncle Robert. Uncle Robert passed away, and then he moved out, so we stayed there. We had 1 bedroom because everybody had, no matter how many children they have, only 1 bedroom. I had 1 bedroom with 6 of us, 4 children and 2 of us, 6 in 1 bedroom. I used to walk sideways to go in the room. And after I tell Daddy, I said, we gotta move out of here. I don't think I can stand it anymore. So my father always tell us, my own father said, when you get married, you're supposed the first thing you do is buy a property for your family. So that's what I did. But yeah, Daddy, at first he said he's going to live in the YK, but I said you cannot live there forever. You have a family now. You have to go your own. So I make him buy here. So I found this place and I bought it. And he said, don't. But after he's glad that I did. Otherwise he won't own anything.
Who also lived in the house?
The YK house.
Yeah, who lived?
The YK house where we moved out. Uncle Henry, and Uncle Richard. Uncle Henry was next door. He had his own home, and he built that, $2,000. When we sold the place, he got back his $2,000. But they lived there for 15 years free. Yeah, and Uncle Richard, and they want to sell the place. And I say, why do you people sell? You don't need the money that badly, you know. I said, your father had a store, had his name on a building, YK Lee building, and now you just sell it, he worked for it. You don't need the money that badly. In fact, we need the money more badly. You know, they have only 1 child, it's easy. But that's why I told them, if they didn't sell it, they'd be worth $1 million now, over a couple million. You know, and I remember that they collect the store rent. The rent every Christmas, Alyssa had for $700–800 for spending, you know, from the store rent. Now after the sale, we don't have a plus tax. We don't make a cent. you know, and a good location. But they sell watermill, the Indians, watermill, the rich man of watermill, gave a $95,000 cash. And they said, they look at the money so big, well, you gotta pay they don't figure you gotta pay the real estate agent, you gotta pay tax. You don't gain anything. But that's why lately, before Uncle Richard died, Uncle Henry, he said, oh, Betty, we sell the place. I said, don't talk about it because you're the one that wanted to sell. I was the last one to sign because I didn't want to sell. But everybody against me, you know, yeah. If I didn't sign and didn't sell, maybe they might hate me. But I have a direct right. They cannot sell it if I don't sign. But they're going to hate me, so I don't want trouble, you know. But I try to save it for them, but they don't understand, you know. I love to invest in real estate. I always tell them, this island is limited. It's an island. You cannot expand like California and all that with all the desert land. They're unlimited. So across the street, Mr. Awoy want to sell my place. The place $9,000, and I asked Daddy to buy it. He doesn't want. I said it's a good buy, and I told Myra. She said, "Oh, too small, 2-bedroom." I said you can live temporary. He said, you know. But after a couple of years, they sell it for $100-something thousand. But anyway, said that my children are all grown up now. They're all married. Lorrin married to Lina. She's very nice. And Didi was married to Timmy. The husband passed away. And then she got married to Sam. They didn't get along. He's much older than her. Divorced. Then now she married to Dan, who's an electrician. Now they have 2 grandchildren. Hetty's married, and Burns is married to Robbie, and Trace have 1 daughter, Tracy, and now 1 grandson, 1 great-grandson, Skylar. Where's my Skylar? Then Brenda's married to Reynold, have 4 daughters and 3 grandchildren. Myra have 2, a boy and a girl, Travis and Nancy. They're working. Travis working, training, athletic exercise. Nancy's working for Jim, GE. She just got promoted again, and I said, but she loves her job. I think a lot of pressure. They get good pay, but for a young girl that just got out of school, she earned about 70-something thousand a year, which is good. Just get out of school. So,
take a break, please.
Right now I live in this Moku place. Now everywhere is so high. They appraise this place so many $1,000 and upstairs, so many thousand downstairs. But anyway, I said, this house, you know, Myra's friend to come here. I went upstairs, Blackwood. Oh, Mrs. Lee, I love your house. When I come here, I'm so happy. I said, why? My house is messy. She said, no. Said, I try to keep it clean, but with the people here, I don't mind. It's not dirty, I said, you know. It ain't dirty. And, but anyway, I feel that kids are all welcome. They cannot be perfect. You know, children is children. I have a good friend named Key that lives in our neighborhood now. And now Auntie Alice is alone, where she doesn't drive, so that she come here. We watch a Korean movie, and to keep us busy. And my legs is not too good now. My children come around. So every Sunday I try to get them together to come here for dinner, and you know, and I live in a place that it's convenient that all can come. Actually, this is more like a stop station. Whether you have emergency use bathroom, they come here because it's close by and you don't have to climb the steps. You know, when you go east, we're right in the center. Go west, you're right in the center, right? Your father, Bernard, he was very active in the kind. He loves to draw, and he loves to read handwriting graphic analysis and look at palmistry. He took up palmistry and handwriting analysis. So whenever Brenda have a boyfriend, she get a handwriting and ask him to read the handwriting. And she was going with this boy, Henry Wong. He's a very nice from New York. He's a nice guy. He still see me. He always call me. He said he's very proud person. I said there's nothing wrong, you know. But he's doing very well. He's very nice. They're all nice boys. But the daddy loved to read handwriting, and he used to feed the grandchildren with abalone slice abalone and scallop, dried scallop. I have two girls that used to live next door with Uncle Richard Henry as a schoolgirl who go to school and board, their room and board, you know. And nobody talked to them too much, so they always come over because I have other girls in this house. So their name is Juliet and Juliet. After her sister came, Li Ping, she came. They lost their mother. The mother was a professor at Taiwan University, and the father is a professor also. But the father went to Africa to teach architecture, and then so Li Ping went with the father for a few years in Africa. So those girls, they're just like my daughters, and they come help me paint the kitchen with Brenda, Juliet, and all that, you know. So they were so good. They called me Lee Mama, which Mother Lee. Till today, they never forget me. Now they're doing very well. So Richard, my brother Richard, and they were living in Picoy Street, and the wife Eleanor, always sick, which is my sister-in-law. So when they like to move in with me downstairs, so they moved downstairs with me, the family. They live downstairs here. So they Eleanor's sick, so I cook for the kids and all that. This is my children, you know. I make Siamese. They love Siamese. So Dexter and all that, they were living with me downstairs. So Uncle Richard asked me that when they like to live here, they asked next door if they want to buy next door. But you see, I used to like that next door house, Mr. Hooks, because Mrs. Hooks said, whenever you like, I sell you the house first, you know. So she promised me, she said, I'm not going to sell to anybody but you first. So, but after Uncle Richard lived with me, and she said, Eleanor like to live here, you know, near me. So he asked me, I asked him to sell him. I said, he don't sell to anybody, he wants to sell to me. Because that is the only place that he like to buy. Because right next door, he said he gets extended pay. But Uncle Richard says he like buy. So the wife, Eleanor, was so sick, you know. I feel sorry for her. So that's how I asked Mr. Hook, my brother want to buy. He said, I thought you want to buy. I said, yeah, but maybe you can sell. I okay them to sell. That's how they bought it. But I was a little disappointed when they built a condominium. But what can I do? And Dexter was nice. He used to take the kids to school, you know. I helped them. I cooked for them, you know that. When Eleanor died, you know, I took care of them. Then Uncle Richard got married to Charlotte. Yeah. Anyway, Dexter was very nice. Yeah.
Dexter,
and
Susan.
Jerry, and one of my other nephew, Miriam's son, Jerry, very nice to me. When my parents died, I used to cook for him certain things that he liked because he's diabetic. So we used to have a man that pick up garbage, you know, the slop. They feed the pig. He has a pig farm. That's and then one time somebody gave us a chicken for holiday. It's a Chinese style where they give you chicken, gotta be alive. Dead. You do it like dead animal to give you, you know. So somebody gave me a live chicken. Nobody wanted to kill the chicken. I was afraid because I didn't kill chicken for so long. But I get Lorrin killed. He's scared. They cut halfway. They put it by the fence. And then the Didi take turn. The chicken still didn't die. They were afraid. After who killed it, the neighbor, they killed the chicken. After you kill the chicken, you gotta boil the water. I gotta defend the chicken. A lot of work, you know.
Remember?
But older days, I wasn't afraid. I used to kill chicken and kill duck because we have to do it. To eat the chicken, you gotta. They don't have chicken already dressed like nowadays. You really eat chicken, you have to kill the chicken. So we don't eat chicken that often.
So, in the olden days, what was your favorite restaurant?
Yeah.
What was your favorite restaurant in the olden days?
Yeah.
The olden days.
What?
What was your favorite restaurant? McCully?
Yeah.
You used to go to McCully Chop Suey?
Oh, in the olden days, they have, we don't go out eat too much. When the treat for the kids were weekends, we go to Dairyman, eat ice cream. We go to Palace Theater, and once I lost Brenda at the theater sleeping, and then when I came home, I said, how come one missing? It was Brenda. And then when I went to the theater to look for her, good thing I saw one of my nieces say, Brenda is sleeping on a chair. I went to get her. We have to drive back to the theater to pick her up. You know why? Dexter and all so many children. I had 5 and 6, 7 of kids. I make sure I count. I went to the mainland one time. Who's got lost at
Julie.
Huh?
Julie got lost.
Julie got lost in Los Angeles at the restroom.
We forgot her.
So that's how when they travel, we always said you should count the children get lost. Brenda was desperate. We cannot turn right around like over here because they have the center leg. You got all the way and then you turn. Find out she didn't cry. A lady was with her to pick her up. Get lost. That's why I tell Brenda, you're supposed to take care of your children. Because you know why? I cannot watch all of them.
Tell us about your experiences during World War II.
What?
World War II. Do you have any memories?
Oh, World War II. World War II. I remember Lorrin was less than a year old. And Lorrin was less than a year old. We have to watch our store. See, Daddy and I have to watch the store Sundays. And that's our day. We cannot go out. We gotta watch the store. I used to push him in the stroller to the store. I hear Bob. Then I said, what's so much noise, you know? Then everybody, I said, maybe war. And they say, oh, maneuver. They always had maneuver with we had the big gas mask. And Kahumanu School was the shelter. The department, they take care of the bomb shelter. So they didn't believe me. But I look at the sky. I said, look at black smoke. They say, I said, listen to the radio. They say, unidentified plane. And after I said, hey, so enemy, what kind of enemy? We never know Japanese. Then after they announced they saw a rising sun, the Japanese flag. And we hear all and I called my mother right away. And my mother said, yeah. They said, 2 blocks away, they found one body hanging on the tree. Somebody got hurt, for the bomb. Then we have bomb shelter, but usually we dig a bomb shelter, my mother's place. But we don't. I'm afraid of going to bomb shelter because get the cockroach, bugs, and they put board on top, and so I think this is if I have to, I have to. But we get bottled water ready in case. But why can't you run? So after she said, I identified parachute people from coming down. So we try to run to the mountain. Lose the mountain, we can run. Went to Pawar, anti-weeding house. We all sleep on the floor, just squeezing each other. There's so many of us. Listen to Bob. But it's really, that's why I know what is war is. This is scary. And Uncle Tejo he was in the army, Alice's husband. And he was in Schofield. And he came home that night, night off. Good thing he came home. When he went back in the morning, his tent was all bullet hole. And Uncle Paul, who was in Okinawa, and then he said he jumped inside a hole. Every time the plane comes, they jump in the hole with all the dead bodies. They did all with that. Uncle Richard was in the army in England. Yeah. So my mother worked 3 boys in the army, But it's scary. So I was saying, Honolulu, you have no ways to run.
And you had to keep the lights off at night?
Huh?
You had to keep the lights off at night in Honolulu?
At night time, you cannot open the light. So our car, we were all painted black. And then you cannot go at night after 6 o'clock. I was arrested for one time because Lorrin was a baby. And he cried. There's a mosquito. I can hear it buzzing near him. I have a dim light, but you see, the shelter, what you call, the Kaufman School, where all the officers were. Our house was right across. They came and knocked at the door, and I said, what you call, yeah, you had the lights on. I said, no, I don't have any. It's a dim light. He said, I'm sorry, you have to go to court. And the daddy doesn't want to go to court. So I went, martial law. It was all army officers. So I went there. You're barely Pensacola Street, yeah, you're like, oh, you got to fine $20. I got to fine $20. You know why? Mosquito, he crying. The mosquito biting him, he crying, and I cannot see the mosquito because it's dark. And I got rest. And then 2 days later, marshal officer came again. He said, arrested again. I said, what? He said he got to go to court. So I went there, wait 2 hours in court. The father's afraid to go to court. I got to go. And so I went. And they said because I was out walking that night. I said I didn't leave the house at all. How can you be me? So I said, what's your name? I said, Betty. Yeah. Pensacola City. I said, what's the number of their address? Different number. I said, that's not me. And then the judge said he's sorry. I said, after waiting 2 hours, that wrong person. See? I get arrested 2 times for nothing. One for him, the other one was false. He cried. He was in the crib and the mosquito was zzz, and I cannot catch it dark. I tried to open the dim light and catch it and got caught. The wall. And then they cannot go after it's gone. But school teacher's got to go out and help. I stay home with the kids. I have experience. I went to Pearl Harbor. Then after the signing, I went down to see the signing of the in the ship. I went down. I think I went down. I should have kept the souvenir I picked. I didn't keep it. I have 5 children. Raising them, Well, see, the father never spanked any of them, but he's strict. His voice scared them. And then when we have dinner, we all sit on the table and eat, because no TV at that time, so everybody sit at the table and eat. So we all have a regular seat. Lorrin was at the end table, and the four girls, two on this side, and Daddy and I at that table at the other end. So, but they have a club of their own. They form. Lorrin was the president, so he made them all do the work. I don't know.
The laziest one.
The girls take turn in cooking and rotation. Didi cook Monday, Tuesday, Bernsey, then Wednesday Brenda, then Myra Thursday, and then after take the next following week, Bernsey take over cooking, Brenda to rotate. Everybody take. So they all know how to cook, because they all gotta cook, wash dishes, and set table and wipe table. So the one that do it, when they put elbows, they cannot put elbows on the table. And when you put elbows on the table, wrong, and here you go. They gotta walk around the table. How many times I forget already?
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
Elbows off the table.
They're all gonna walk around, and he's the president. He can collect dues, Lorrin. And you know what? They collect the dues, and then if my birthday, they use some money by me.
Who helped you take care of the children when they were small? Did you were took care of them by yourself?
When they were
small.
When all my children were small,
who helped
we not like today. They have baby food. I have to chop up the vegetable and the milk, and sterilize milk bottles. They don't have plastic bottles. Everything glass. So I have to sterilize, boil the bottle, then make the milk. There's a job. And then food, gotta chop it up and feed them. And water, gotta boil it. And juices, only apple juice and dilute a lot of water. And sterilize all the nipple and all that.
So you did it by yourself then?
And then diapers, gotta wash by, certain kind of dye, gotta soak it overnight. And then we wash the washing machine, but we don't have dryer. So go to the roller, but we're gonna hang the clothes. So the daddy used to hang the clothes before he go to work, 6:30 in the morning, and then after he gets to school, he gotta pick up the clothes, and I fold. It takes me another hour to fold clothes. But daddy loved photography. He always take pictures. So when he take pictures, and then he got developed. So when he developed, I gotta help him. So after dinner, he called. After dinner, I had to go downstairs to develop. I was sick and tired of it, but still, I work in a dark room. I can't stand it anymore. You know, work in a dark room every day. You know.
But we all help with the pictures, right? We help dry. We help the children help with the pictures.
They have to dry. Didi, they're gonna dry the pictures in the gas drum. Once she got burned, the gas drum, boom.
And spread all the Christmas card pictures on the bed to dry. The Christmas card pictures.
Yeah. We did a lot of work. And now daddy used to charge the making that less than $100. Now they charge like $2,000 for the 10 pictures. One page, one picture. You know. And we work hard in the doctor. When they're through, I used to have the Chinese medicine, and I boil it, and they drink it, and they're okay.
What kind of medicine is that?
Warm low cut. Nowadays, peanut oil is a medicine. You know peanut oil, the pure. When we had Bruce before, we just rub a little peanut oil. And when we were babies, instead of all kind of medicine, the belly button, the baby, you know, the water going, you put a little bit peanut oil on the belly button. Nothing poisonous. And when they have fever, I remember, you know, with a doctor, you know, Nina, you know, the pure peanut, you rub in your hand until warm, and then you rub all the points, the forehead, the points, the nerve point. And this is how my mother take it in without a doctor. Peanut oil. peanut oil, just itchy taro leaf for pneumonia. No, we don't take any kind of medicine. You know, my older brother, my oldest brother, he never go to a doctor. He never take medicine. He died in 98. He never believe in medicine. He believe in just good food, you know. He said, and that's why he never travel foreign country where he don't want to take shots. Sometimes he's a little too much, but sometimes really it's good, but he's happy that way.
How did you celebrate Chinese New Year?
Chinese New Year is the day that the beginning, the Oriental, the Chinese New Year. We used to, I remember when I was young, Chinese New Year, we don't sweep the floor because they say you sweep away all the riches away. And the New Year's Day, we just like fast. We don't eat meat or anything, you know, the whole day. We eat chai and all that, you know, no meat.